Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of the Black Table Podcast, NBA edition. Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Alright, so today's episode, it's March 20th? Today's March 20th.
March 20th.
So we're getting closer and closer. We're inching our way to the end of the NBA season. Things are looking pretty dope right now, actually. There's a good heated run for the MVP. We'll get into that in a little bit. So, Ricardo, you had some news a little bit earlier about Allen Iverson. You wanted to...
Oh, yeah. Well, Philadelphia 76ers reached out to Allen Iverson, and they asked him, hey, do you want to become an NBA executive for our franchise?
Basically asked him for, if he's interested in, being an executive.
Like a scout, scout for guys out there, or, in training for their guys. Honestly, if he becomes like a personal trainer for one of the guys in Philadelphia, I don't know who he would train because Michael Carter Williams is gone. I mean,
Nerlens Noel.
Yeah,
well,
he's a center, dude.
He wouldn't have that much to teach them. I think he's better off in more of a sort of position where he's just kind of a consultant. I think he's more better off as a consultant.
Just like ideas or something.
I think he might be good at spotting out talent.
That's a good spot for him, and also a scout. I think he could be a really, really good scout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, is he still thinking about this, or is it?
No. Of course he's gonna do it. Allen Iverson does have.
I think
it's official yet, though.
Yeah.
I think that he will definitely take that position as long as there isn't any practice that he has to go through. So.
As long as there's no practice.
By the way, watch that video. It's hilarious.
Who hasn't? What basketball fan hasn't?
You never know. The new fans, they're just up to date to this
Iverson,
era.
One of the most prolific scorers in NBA history. Speaking of another prolific scorer in NBA, how about James Harden and his 50-point game against the Denver Nuggets?
Oh, man.
A few stats from that game. First of all, the game was over 108-118 in Houston. Harden was 12 for 27. He had 10 rebounds, 4 assists. He played 40 minutes. And something interesting to note, first of all...
40 minutes.
This is the most free throws made since James Harden did it 2 years ago in 2013. Also, he went 22 for 25 in the free throw line, which is 92%. Then he made more free throws that night. Get this, more free throws that night than Rajon Rondo's whole season.
No, I did hear about that earlier.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's not that good of a free throw shooter.
Rondo looks like a free throw shooter. While we're on the topic of that, Rondo, he looks like someone I trust at the.
If you didn't know the guy sucked, and you just look at him and he's going down for the free throw attempt, you think he's gonna make it. No, he looks like that type of guy.
Like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but nope. Guess looks don't count, man.
Aren't you? You're a big fan of Rondo, aren't you? You think you still think he's the player he was, or what?
Not at all.
Not at all? You change your opinion about him?
Yeah, I never actually thought that. Well, yeah, he was pretty good in the big three of the Celtics.
Long time ago.
That's like Ricardo said.
It seems like ancient history now.
Yeah, a long time ago. I don't think he's clicking well with the Mavs. And
Actually, he's kind of getting his flow. Because I think he scored a lot of points, 20 points.
It was bound to take a while,
last night. Yeah.
Well, either way, I don't think that he's going to stick around with the Mavericks.
Oh.
By the end of the season.
Yeah.
While we're on the topic, where's Rondo gonna go?
Oh, guess who's trying to recruit him though? Kobe Bryant. And Rondo, he's not thinking about it, but he could be convinced to go to the Lakers.
So Rajon Rondo, where's he gonna go?
Might be the Lakers, dude.
Might be LA.
Might be LA, or maybe he'll stay. Who knows?
Lakers.
If I was him, I'd rather stay. I'd rather be a Maverick.
I think Rajon Rondo, you know where a place I think he should go? I think that Pelicans should do something and maybe get on that team.
Oh.
Yeah. I think because if you think about it, that team could flourish with or without Drew Holiday at the point guard. And I feel like they can get a pretty good forward/center, somebody who can rebound.
Most definitely.
Maybe come off the bench, and then bam, Rondo. Starting point guard. I mean, how many times is he gonna find Anthony Davis?
Yeah, he's gonna really click with Anthony Davis.
If they would, right?
Yeah, it'll be a
Both
perfect.
weird-looking guys.
It'll be perfect, honestly. Like I could just see it, like Rondo going in, trying to go for like a good ball handle, a good dribble, a good crossover or something, and
I
it'll
hope
just
Anthony Davis
pass
is
it to
watching
Anthony
this,
Davis.
and I hope he's like, you know what? I gotta get him on the ball.
Anthony Davis, hit him up.
Hey,
Anthony Davis.
gotta go, dude.
Hit him up. Hit him up, Anthony Davis. You don't want him.
So, do you guys want to talk about potentially other NBA players who are not going to stick with the team that they are with at the moment? Because I
Ooh.
have one in mind who is almost a definite, and
A
you
big
can,
one. I have
you
a big
can
one
see
too.
it from a mile away, and I just think it's hilarious.
And who might that be?
That might be the man with the last name Love, first name Kevin. Kevin Love, I do not think that this man is going to stick with Cleveland. If they win a title, maybe. But if not, I feel like he is definitely going to leave Cleveland. I mean, he is not getting any minutes in the crunch time. I feel like LeBron and Kyrie aren't clicking with him.
They're not
as
showing
well.
him love, man.
And honestly, with everything aside, I honestly feel that Kevin Love will leave Cleveland.
Yeah.
And if you ask me right now who I think he's going to be with, I honestly have no clue.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better, man. Honestly, he was the guy that I was gonna say too. Well, as for who he could end up with, I think he'll be a great pickup for the Knicks, big time for next season. I think he'll go fine with Carmelo.
Exactly what we were discussing before the show actually started, was that if Kevin Love went to New York, I think he'd be a really good fit with Carmelo.
Perfect pick.
In fact, I think they'd be really good homies.
Yes.
You know, because like I think Carmelo's the kind of guy who
He's a post-up guy.
They're both forwards who know
Yeah.
what they need to do to score and win the game, and I think that they could probably mesh together like well.
They both know what to do with the ball.
They move well. They're forwards that move well. You know what I mean? There are forwards out there like Amari Stoudemire. He never really moved well unless he was on Phoenix with the whole Mike D'Antoni system. You know. Other than that,
couldn't click at all.
he's kind of more of a stand-up rebounder kind of guy. You know what I mean? Post up. Like LaMarcus Aldridge and Carmelo, they'd be pain in the ass to watch because they'd just be post up. But I think Kevin Love, he just grinds just enough to get those rebounds and stuff.
Because, well, Kevin Love is unselfish, and he'll post up, he'll see that he'll get double teamed, he'll pass it right back to Carmelo for a 3-pointer. And Carmelo could learn. Well, I think he has it in him to not be selfish for next season.
Yeah.
If he wants to go for a title contend. So I think they could just go back and forth, and just score, and it's gonna work.
It will work.
I think it's gonna work.
But they probably need a good point guard to just facilitate the ball. Just facilitate it.
Yeah.
Someone like a Kendall Marshall.
Someone like a Rondo. Oh.
Free agency 2015 is gonna be crazy, guys.
2016.
Durant to Miami.
Oh, speaking of Durant.
Pat Riley, please.
Speaking of Durant, guys, Andrew Gilman of Fox Sports Oklahoma reports that Kevin Durant is out indefinitely with foot
Gone.
His foot meter has been drained.
It's a bummer. But honestly, I would do the same thing.
First question: what does this mean for Oklahoma City?
It means
No big difference because Westbrook is on fire.
Yeah. Honestly, if Kevin Durant...
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I mean, for example, look what happened today. The Oklahoma City Thunder defeated the Atlanta Hawks.
Yes.
Westbrook with another triple-double. No Ibaka, no Durant. They just beat the best team in the East.
So my question to you is, at this point, is the Oklahoma City Thunder just the Westbrook show?
Yeah,
Most
it's
likely.
it's an Allen Iverson all over again. It's a deja vu, bro.
Now here's my follow-up question to that. What's better to watch? Is it the Westbrook show or the Harden show?
Right now for me, it's
Because
James Harden.
The answer to that question is the answer to who's going to win MVP.
Okay, I disagree that it's not the answer because my answer to the original question would be I feel that Westbrook is showing a little more
More explosion,
more explosion in what he's recently been doing, but I don't think that he will win the MVP.
I've mentioned this before. I think Russell Westbrook has this streak that he's on. It happened way too late in the season.
Yeah, the
Harden-
second half of the season,
Harden has been doing
right
this
after
since
the
day
All-Star
one.
break.
So I feel James Harden or Steph Curry, another person that we can talk about later. I feel either
They've been solid the whole season.
exactly.
They've been going in a straight line. Russell Westbrook came out of nowhere after the All-Star break. After he won All-Star MVP, that's when he really went like berserk. He went
Honestly,
all out.
I wonder what it was. Do you think it was the break that got him? He just had a break together.
Could it have been the All-Star MVP?
Who
Could it
knows?
have? Who knows?
So we were on the subject of Russell Westbrook and him coming up as MVP out of nowhere. What do you think, Ricardo? Do you really, in your heart, believe that Steph Curry or LeBron James could not be MVP at all?
Well, if for Russell Westbrook, like if he somehow makes the 8th seed with Oklahoma, and it's all him, and the only reason why they made the 8th seed is because he's the one who carried the team. He's the one who, like, if he's the one who's pulling all the shots, then I think he deserves the MVP. Because, I mean, to do what he's doing right now is just
Pretty
super,
amazing.
super hard,
You know,
man.
Even
You
at
had,
the time of this the filming of this podcast, actually, Russell Westbrook is getting another triple double.
he just got a triple double today,
against
Yeah.
the Hawks.
just a couple of hours ago.
I think that the only way James Harden does not receive the MVP trophy is if he gets hurt, if he gets injured.
Really? So you think James Harden's a clear-cut winner?
Yeah, pretty much.
He deserves it.
What if he doesn't make the 8th seed?
Wait, no, you're saying James Harden.
Harden.
Oh, okay.
I think Harden's already. I mean, it's a done deal. Harden will win the MVP this year. Mark
Alright.
my words. Favorite this. Tweet it.
All right, so it's going back to playoffs and what have you. We said we were talking about how the Clippers would not make the championships. Now, just for the record, one last time, why exactly wouldn't they make the championship? They're just not yet. They're just
I stated earlier that this year's Clippers team is not better than last year's Clipper team, and I believe that's all in regards to their bench. Yes, DeAndre Jordan has been improving significantly.
Yeah, he's really helped
He's
out.
extremely underrated. But like I mentioned, it's team basketball, and the fact that they don't have a solid bench like they did last year, there's no way in hell that the Los Angeles Clippers will become NBA champions anytime soon. And I do feel kind of bad for Chris Paul because
It's really bad for him.
in
Like,
order for him to be, top 5 ever,
yeah.
maybe
He's
he
never
needs a championship.
he's never even made it to the Western Conference Finals. Like that sucks, man. Like,
so. Does this put an asterisk in Chris Paul's otherwise illustrious career?
Hell yeah, definitely,
He just can't win a championship.
definitely.
But is
Yeah.
this his fault, or is this more of a team effort and they just can't win the championship?
More of a team effort. I mean, you
team
can't-
effort, yeah, definitely.
There's no way you
Okay.
can do it.
Chris Paul, say we put him on the Heat. Where do the Heat go?
That's still. I mean, you don't know.
That's a tough
This
one.
year, for example, we don't have Chris Bosh.
Say Chris Bosh is healthy and they have no Goran Dragic, but they have Chris Paul. Somehow, some way, they have Chris Paul.
Maybe. But then again, same thing with the Clippers.
Alright, well,
we don't have a strong bench. The Heat do not have a strong bench.
All right, let's just say you take out Rondo, put on Chris Paul. Do the Mavericks win the championship?
Maybe. Hell yeah.
Maybe, yes.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's
How about a better one for you? How about no Mike Conley, put Chris Paul on the Grizzlies?
Hell yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah, definite. But I still believe out of the West, the Golden State Warriors are going to come out of the West.
Kevin, you saw Atlanta versus Golden State. Do you really think that Golden State is all that really should be talked about? Do they really seem like a historically good team?
Right now, I've never seen the Golden State this good before. Like, they've always been like the underdog in the LA Kings or the Cavalier Kings. And now they're really being talked about. They're top place in the West, so I think they're very good right now. They are not overrated at all.
So that's okay. So you don't think they're underrated? You don't think they're overrated? You think they're just perfectly rated?
Honestly, I only see 3 teams in the West that could possibly make it to the finals, and that's Golden State, Memphis, and Houston. Top 3 teams in the Western Conference.
Golden State, Memphis, and Houston.
Yeah,
Only one that can win it.
only ones that I think could make it to the finals and win the
So-
whole thing.
Portland, not winning a championship. Dallas, not winning a championship.
Portland
San
lost
Antonio,
Western.
not winning a championship.
Maybe you never know with them.
OKC, not winning a championship.
No.
You know, I know a lot of people who are actually on the post on Hoops Talk. Shout out to Hoops Talk. People are actually saying that, well, somebody said that the OKC 8 seed wins championship.
No, you're an idiot. Whoever said that. You're stupid.
Oh, I didn't say it. He said it.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're just bandwagon fans
No. Westbrook
who
can
are
only
all
do so
over
much.
Russell Westbrook. That no,
Okay.
that's not possible, dude.
So we all agree here that New Orleans would get the 8th seed, right, in the West.
I don't know, man.
If they stay healthy.
Yeah, I think I agree. I agree.
Russell, but today, like Russell Westbrook beat the Hawks, and he got a triple double. There's Westbrook can still
I don't know,
he
I
can
agree.
still carry the team and just clinch 8th seed. He can still do it.
If the Thunder make it to the playoffs, they're not going to go past the first round.
Like, what's the best case scenario for OKC?
Not make the playoffs.
They make 8th seed. Then what? A 7-game series with Golden State.
Yeah.
Nonetheless,
Yeah,
they
no.
lost home court advantage. And Golden State is notoriously really good for being in Golden State. You know what I mean?
Yeah, both Oklahoma and Golden State, but
Yeah.
Golden State's gonna get home court advantage, and there's no way they can beat them.
Well, yeah.
Alright.
To answer your question, it benefits them
Alright.
to not make the playoffs.
I'm gonna point to you. I'm gonna point to you, and you tell me the team that you think is gonna go to the finals in the West. Okay? I'm gonna think about it. All right, give me a second.
Memphis.
Golden State.
I really like Houston.
I think Memphis is gonna win it. I mean, it can go either way in the
Why Memphis,
West, you
Miguel?
know. Okay, well, I've actually been making this point for a few weeks now. Actually, I think ever since just about before the All-Star break, I decided Memphis is definitely my pick to win the championship. This year, the year before, they went 7 games with OKC, right? In the second round, was it second round?
Yeah, they've been fighting for
Or-
that
or-
Western Conference Finals
First
spot.
round, whatever it was.
Yeah.
7 games, and they lost the 7th one barely. And Zach Randolph didn't play. He got ejected. He got
Yeah,
ejected.
like the
Okay?
last game, right?
Yeah. So he punched Steven Adams in the face. Never forget. You never forget. Okay? And the year before that, it was what? Against Memphis? Oh, no, San Antonio?
San
Lost?
Antonio.
They lost a,
Yeah.
what,
Western
6-game
Conference.
series? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Western Conference
So
Finals.
they went to the Western Conference. Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
They went to the,
It
they
was-
did.
it was
They
between
still
San
lost,
Antonio
like,
and
What,
Memphis.
6-game series to San Antonio, right?
No,
it was like
I
5.
think it was like a 5.
Five.
It was
Yeah.
5, right? I know it wasn't
San
a sweep.
Antonio was
It
just-
wasn't a sweep, right?
No,
wait
no,
a
it
minute,
wasn't.
Wait a minute, pause.
Was it a sweep?
I think it was a sweep.
No.
I really think it was a sweep. Yeah, they swept them, dude.
We're gonna have our fact checker check this right now.
They
Hold on.
swept them. Mark my words. They swept them.
All right, we got it on tape. Chris says that they got swept. I think.
I think they had 1 game or
I
2
think they actually
games.
kind of might have gotten swept.
They got
I
swept.
mean,
Now that I'm trying to think about it,
They got swept, dude. They didn't win 1 game. Look at that. Western Conference Finals 2013. 14, I'm sorry.
it was 14.
Yeah,
14
2014.
playoffs because we're
2014.
gonna get 15 playoffs this season.
Yeah.
So, it'll be
So
14.
it was 2013-14 NBA season. Yeah, I just remember like Memphis not like having any type of chance to make it to the
No,
finals
no.
at all. It was like
I kinda
You
wish
wa-
they
Well,
did.
everyone knew that they were the
Yeah.
Cinderella story, even going to the fucking conference finals.
yeah,
you know?
you watched the games, you were like, yeah, San Antonio, they're just
Yes, nice.
they're just running, they're just making them run in
Western Conference
circles.
Finals 2014. That's all you gotta do.
But you know, this time that San Antonio is out of the picture, I think that Memphis can.
Was
Take
it
the
last year?
whole
'Cause
way.
I'm getting last year that it was actually OKC versus Spurs in the game. I think we're thinking about 13.
Okay, then
We're
Jared,
we're thinking about 2012.
While
2013.
Miguel looks that up, Ricardo, I have a question for you. Miguel mentioned Cinderella teams. Give me your Cinderella team from the West and from the East that you wouldn't have thought they would have been in this position now.
Okay. Well, like my first pick for the Hawks. The Hawks are the ones that really came out of nowhere.
That's shocking.
They came out of nowhere. Like I looked at the teams and I was like, Hawks could make a good run because they did have a good series in the playoffs against the Indiana Pacers, and I was like, they could have like a decent season, but I didn't think it was gonna be this great. I didn't think it was gonna be this surprising. This
What
amazing.
Are you talking about again?
The Hawks, like Cinderella.
Oh, who's the Cinderella this season?
Yeah.
Who's the Cinderella this season?
For
Why would
the
the
West
Hawks
and
be the
East,
season?
yeah.
Why would the
The
Hawks be
Hawks.
the Cinderella? They're number 1.
Because they came out of
he's basically
nowhere.
saying they, like who? I asked them.
The Hawks are the Cinderella story of the season,
That's why.
not the Cinderella story of the playoffs. I'm talking about playoffs.
No,
No, about in general.
In general,
For the
yeah, it is
East.
the Hawks. We're talking about playoffs.
Yeah, for the
Heat,
Eastern Conference.
Heat, that's a Cinderella story.
I hope.
Because God knows that'd be amazing.
Let's go, Heat.
That's one of them too.
Dwayne Wade MVP.
And then for the West, I would say Houston. Houston is a Cinderella story, man. James
Without
Harden.
Howard, by the way.
Yeah, and they were missing
Oh,
Terrence Jones for the
speaking
beginning
of
of the
which,
season.
Dwight Howard, how much of an impact will his return make, if any?
Well, hopefully he just doesn't interrupt this team chemistry that they're going
Yeah.
on. So we'll see.
That's what I'm worried about. Like, is he gonna click in? Is it all gonna fall back into place to how it was when he was in there, or?
I
like,
think that,
is it just
honestly,
gonna be
did you find
James
it out?
Harden show?
I think it's gonna do good for James Harden. I think James Harden is gonna he needs a rebounder first of all, and Dwight Howard can definitely help. I mean, he's 6'11".
Yeah.
He's a big boy. All right, so back to where we were. Pretty much what we have to say here is just about in the playoff race is that what we had to say in this whole entire podcast is that Boston won't make it, right?
Oh,
Correct. Yes.
Boston won't
maybe.
make it. Indiana might, and Charlotte won't.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. Do you see Boston missing the playoffs? Somebody on Hoops Talk, forgive me if I can't remember the name, but somebody said that Atlanta versus Boston would be an exciting series.
Idiot!
No, that would be.
I'd say.
I wouldn't even watch it. Actually, I would be wasting my time. to
Blowout,
watch that.
sweep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be a 4. Yeah, it'd be easy.
Who said that?
Easy.
At me. Twitter, I am Lazarus.
I'll put it in the description. Don't worry. You can fuck.
Send me the hate. Send me the hate.
He wants it.
I hate my
All right. So Brooklyn, are they out of the playoffs picture? They're 2 games
Yeah.
behind AC.
Brooklyn.
No, they have to get a win streak, or they have to keep get
How many games up?
some good wins in.
How many games are left?
How many games out?
Out. They're okay. So 3 teams are tied for 8th. 8, 9, and 10 are all 22.5 games behind first place. Brooklyn's only 24.
No, Brooklyn.
So
No,
they're technically only a
Joe
game
Johnson's not even. He's not
and a half.
playing
A game
too
and a
well.
half?
It's a toss-up.
Oh,
I don't
He's
know.
game
not
and a
playing
half.
too well.
Brooklyn,
You
yeah,
don't think they can
Brooklyn maybe
No.
AC. Maybe.
Okay, do you tell me Joe Johnson
They have to
starts
get, like, a
averaging
back-to-back
25 points
win.
again?
Yeah, that's hard, though.
No, that's too hard.
Darren Williams just scored 20 points against when they played against who?
Cavaliers,
Cavaliers.
Cavaliers.
There you go. Yeah.
and they lost that one
They lost that one
horribly.
horribly. I mean, first of all, on the topic of Brooklyn, are they done? They're done, right? Like,
Yeah,
for
They're
a few
done.
years, right?
They gotta get a good draft pick. They gotta get some
They don't have
pickups.
any. They traded them all.
They gotta get a
They
coach.
traded them all.
Yeah.
Ooh,
They gotta
speaking
get
of
a
draft
lot
picks,
of
I
stuff.
wanted
They gotta
to
start
mention
all
this.
over.
Here we go.
How do you guys feel about the Knicks possibly trading for the first round pick?
I don't care because I'm a Heat fan and
Fuck the Knicks.
From a non-biased perspective.
I don't know, dude. It's just they're just a mess, dude. I
Uh,
don't know what the hell's gonna happen with the Knicks.
Honestly, I like what Phil Jackson did. He cleaned things out. He
I mean, now there's fucking nobody on that team.
yeah, he just He put Melo out for the season.
Where's Reggie Jackson now? By the
Reggie
way?
Jackson's with the Pistons.
Okay.
He got like 20 assists
So,
the
Reggie
last
Ja-
game.
Yeah, he had 2020.
Yeah,
He was seeing 2020.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, and then so
Still not
back-
playoff
first of all,
contenders.
Back to the subject. So, Knicks shouldn't trade their first round pick. They should keep it.
No, they need it.
Keep it.
They need it big time.
What are they gonna trade it
Keep
for?
it, Phil. You know what
Yeah.
you're doing, but you know.
Hey, get Kevin Love.
And then
Get him.
Who knows? Reggie Jackson on the Pistons. Does that leave him completely out of the picture for the playoffs?
Yes.
Even with Reggie Jackson?
Yes.
Yeah,
Really?
they've lost too many games,
though I love
and they're
Stan
still
Van Gundy.
losing them. So
Form a fucking wall.
Form a fucking wall.
Form a fucking wall.
Like the Heat fans say, form a fucking white side.
Mm-hmm. That's all you guys have, man.
no,
We have the Dragon.
we have Wade.
All right, so why isn't New Orleans making the playoffs?
Why are they?
No, why aren't they? Because he doesn't think they are.
Who the
New Orleans
New Orleans
Why are the
Pelicans?
Pelicans not making the playoffs, and why are OKC are?
Well, they lost the last game they played, and then Russell Westbrook is even if Serge Ibaka is gone, even if Kevin Durant's gone, he's still winning games. He just won today.
So,
He got a triple double
so
today.
It's just like we've been
It's
saying
like-
all day. Russell
It's
Westbrook,
like
he's
Pelicans are losing games, and Oklahoma is still winning games. And if it stays that way in these last 10 games, then Oklahoma's going to take that 8th seed. And Russell Westbrook can do that.
You can.
He can do that. He has 9
So
triple
it's
doubles.
like
So
it's like
you
we've been
can never
saying,
say
Russell
that he
Westbrook is
can't.
simply just playing at an elite level right now, and
Yeah.
we're truly witnessing an era of basketball that I think we should be thankful to be watching. Because I mean,
We're in a good era.
A few years ago, we were in this really ghetto era of basketball when the Malice of the Palace happened.
Meta World
Metta
Peace
World
is
Peace
like
was a fucking player in the
starting
NBA.
fights with everybody.
Rasheed Wallace was an MVP. I mean, these things are
Swag's
it's
kind of
not
lame.
that era
Swag was
anymore.
pretty weak.
And now I really like what we have. I like this era. First of all, while we're getting to the end of this podcast, I would like to make the statement right now that looking forward, the reason why I'm doing this podcast, the Black Table Podcast, which by the way, there's a black table underneath this. The reason why I wanted to do this is because basketball right now is at its most exciting point, in my opinion. I mean, we're in an era is still feeling the after effects of the earthquake that was Michael Jordan. And the rippling effects have caused other people to become so inspired to play.
Kobe.
And Kobe, and then Kobe
LeBron.
ended up fucking inspiring a generation of players. I mean, Kyrie Irving is one of those players who grew up kind of watching and worshiping Kobe. Now he's playing against them. So I just want to say I'm really thankful to all the NBA stars and all the people who put work into the NBA and make it the exciting league that it is. Everything from its fashion to its rules, and I really like the way it's ran. I dig the way all the commissioners have done. I think it's probably the reason why I'm doing this podcast. The reason why I'm so excited about things.
Nice.
Yes. Same for me. Just basketball is just too much of a. It's just one of the. It's a perfect sport, in my opinion.
It's my favorite sport.
It's a perfect sport. It's like it's all around just great.
Kevin, you want to tell us why you like basketball so much?
Well, first of all, I'm pretty good at it. I
No.
made a lot
But-
of friends playing basketball. Back in
Very social
school.
sport.
Yeah, it's very social.
Yeah.
It teaches you to be a team player, and the NBA has done a very good job of being flashy and getting all these stars out, these shoes. The industry is very much growing, and it's getting a lot of people into
It's
it.
becoming
So,
global.
As we've said a
Yeah.
lot before this podcast, we believe that basketball is the sport of the future.
It's becoming bigger and bigger every year.
So that does it for this week's edition of NBA podcast. I want to thank you, Christian Gutierrez,
Thank
for
you
showing
for
up
having
on
me.
our show.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Has been the Monarchy's podcast, The Black Table. Of course, as always, I'm Miguel Meza, and this is Ricardo Bocanegra.
Ricardo Bocanegra,
This is
humble.
Kevin Beltrami. Special guest Christian Lazarus Gutierrez.
Thank you.
And we're signing off on this one, so
Thank you for
until next
watching.
time, ladies and gentlemen,
Later, guys.
good night.